Imagine this. A machine so powerful it could crack the codes protecting the global financial system in minutes, not in some distant sci-fi future, but possibly within our lifetimes. That's the promise and the threat of quantum computing. And whenever this topic comes up, one question rises above all others. Will quantum computers break Bitcoin? You've probably heard the alarm bells. Headlines warn that quantum computers will destroy cryptocurrency. But is that really the full story? Today, we are going beyond the hype. We'll separate fact from fiction and explore a behind-the-scenes story unfolding in parallel, the rise of post-quantum cryptography. This isn't just about a possible threat to Bitcoin, it's about how we future-proof the digital world itself. First, let's understand what's actually at risk. Bitcoin's security doesn't come from vaults or armed guards. It comes from math, specifically public key cryptography. When you own Bitcoin, you don't hold a digital coin. You hold cryptographic keys, a public key like a bank account number anyone can see, and a private key like an ultra-secure password only you control. When you send Bitcoin, you use your private key to sign a transaction. The network tracks that signature using your public key, confirming it's really you without ever revealing the private key itself. The security comes from a mathematical one-way street. It's easy for a computer to perform certain operations, but astronomically hard to reverse them. Systems like RSA and elliptic curve cryptography, which Bitcoin uses, rely on problems such as factoring large numbers and discrete logarithms. For today's fastest supercomputers, cracking this would take longer than the age of the universe. That is, until quantum computers enter the picture. Quantum computers don't just compute faster, they compute differently. Instead of bits that are either 0 or 1, they use qubits, which can exist in multiple states at once, a property called superposition. This lets them explore many possible solutions simultaneously. In 1994, mathematician Peter Shor discovered something profound. On a sufficiently powerful quantum computer, Shor's algorithm could efficiently solve the factoring and discrete logarithm problems, not in billions of years, but potentially in hours or minutes. If such a machine existed, it could pose a serious threat to Bitcoin in one major way: cracking private keys. By deriving private keys from public ones, an attacker could steal funds from addresses that have already been used because their public keys are exposed on the blockchain. This is the core of the fear. It's not science fiction. It follows directly from mathematics. There's also speculation about quantum effects on mining, but that impact is far less clear and far more limited than key breaking itself. So, should we panic? Not yet. We don't currently have a quantum computer capable of attacking Bitcoin's 256-bit cryptography. Doing so would require thousands or millions of stable, error-corrected logical qubits. Today's most advanced machines have only a few hundred noisy physical qubits. Closing that gap is one of the hardest engineering challenges ever attempted. Most serious estimates suggest a 10 to 30 year window before a cryptographically relevant quantum computer exists. This isn't an imminent hack, it's a slow-moving storm on the horizon. But there's a twist. It's called harvest now, decrypt later. An adversary could record encrypted data today and decrypt it decades from now when quantum computers mature. Once data is public, you can't take it back. You can only hope it stays unreadable. This is where the story shifts from threat to response. While engineers work on quantum machines, cryptographers have been building defenses. This field is called post-quantum cryptography or PQC. These are cryptographic algorithms designed to run on today's classical computers, but remain secure even against quantum attacks. They fall into a few major families. Lattice-based cryptography using complex geometric problems, hash-based cryptography relying on the strength of hash functions, code-based cryptography tied to error correction codes. The global standards body, NIST, has spent years evaluating these systems and has already announced its first official post-quantum standards. For Bitcoin, upgrading would be difficult but possible. It would likely involve a soft fork, adding new quantum-resistant transaction types. Users would migrate funds from older addresses to safer ones. It wouldn't be easy. It would require massive coordination, but the roadmap exists. So, will quantum computers break Bitcoin? They could, but they likely won't. The threat is real and mathematically sound, but the timeline gives us breathing room. And the cryptographic community isn't standing still. This isn't just a race to build quantum breakers. It's a race to build quantum-proof locks. Bitcoin has survived technical challenges before. Scaling debates, fee crises, ideological splits. The quantum threat may be its greatest technical test yet, but it's also a known one. The tools, the research, and the time to prepare are already on our side. In the end, this isn't a story about technology destroying Bitcoin. It's a story about how open science adapts. So that no matter how powerful our computers become, our digital foundations remain secure. The future of cryptography isn't just quantum, it's post-quantum. What do you think? Is the quantum threat overblown? Or is it crypto's biggest challenge ahead? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to dive deeper into how quantum-safe cryptography actually works, like and subscribe. We'll explore it in a future video. Thanks for watching. And remember, in tech, change isn't a bug, it's the rule.